Let's talk a little bit about what there is to do. So the first thing I always say is a mindset, that we must get it firmly in our heads and help the leaders that we partner with to get it firmly in their heads that we must approach change with some authenticity and some vulnerability. That there's all sorts of really tempting and bad leadership behaviors, all of which I admit I have fallen prey to myself. Like, well, I talked about the change and no one really seemed to like it, so should I just say it again and louder? No? Or there's the kind of change where, like, maybe if I just say it really quick in an all hands, or better yet in an email, and then hide away in my office, don't do any Q&A, and then hope no one has a problem with it. Of course you can make change in an instant. In life, it's a birth, a death, a marriage happen like this. Or if you've given birth, maybe not like this, but you sign something on the birth certificate. In organizations, it's the day the CEO stands and gives the all hands to everyone, or the day the reorg is official, or the merger is signed. But that's change, as we know. Transition is much different. It's why we are employed. First, we begin with an ending, what will no longer be true. Then you go through the adjustment period. It's no longer the old thing, but we're still trying to figure out how to operate in our new normal. And only the third step is the new beginning. Now, can anyone guess where everyone wants to start? Yes, the part with the wine and the party hats is where leaders want to start. And for many leaders that we work with, they think of that as the only part of change. And not to say that they're bad leaders. It's just what we think of when we think change. We think the new thing. Instead, we try to help leaders remember that for them, they've probably had weeks, months, maybe years to get used to the idea of change. That, if they're great leaders, they're probably visionary leaders. They can peer around some corners. They likely had a choice in the change if it wasn't actually even their idea themselves. But the recipients of change, the people who are hearing it for the first time, they are likely hearing it without any of that context or time or autonomy. So the antidote to all of this, of course, is to move through each step in order.